Super. Okay, guys. So in the next 45 minutes, we are going to talk about 10 tips that has been really life changing for me in this coaching journey. Things that I have learned over the years, right? Why I thought I will share these 10 tips is uh, see, learning from someone enables you to shorten your learning curve. So let's say I have taken 3 years to learn some of these things, and you guys are just hearing it the first time. And if you learn it from me, you're saving 3 years, right? So the value in terms of the time saving can be immense. I'm going to start it with the number one reason why coaches fail, right? Number one reason why most coaches are not finding clients or earning good money, right? And the number one reason is, like I said earlier, not knowing the specific problem you are solving or the specific customer you are helping, right? Uh, I spoke about this in the previous episode, which we just finished recording. When you don't know the specific problem you are solving, or when you don't know the specific customer you are helping, you are doing a lot of things vague, right? Why I thought of talking about this again is I left out some information to be shared at this point. Now, when you start creating content, or when you start laying out a strategy, you start realizing just because you are not specific, you don't know what to do, and that confusion leads you to procrastinate, right? So I have been struggling to create content at certain times. I have been struggling to talk to prospective clients. I have been struggling to make an offer. And at one point, I realized all of these are happening because I cannot pinpoint to a person and say, I am doing this for these kind of people. These are the results that I'm delivering. And I've always seen coaches who can say that, they tend to do more from their part. It's not about how many clients you attract, but when you have a specific thing that you do to a specific client, you can do a lot from your end. So if you are struggling to make content, if you are struggling to make connections, if you are struggling to talk to customers, if you are struggling to make offers, just imagine if you discover your specific reason, right? Or specific type of coaching that you need to create or launch, things are going to be easy for you, right? Things are going to be easy for you. And here's the beautiful thing: you can start by relationship coaching right now. Maybe 2 years later, if you feel like you need to go into business coaching, you still can do that. That's okay, right? Yes, people would be like, hey, wasn't it the same person who was talking about relationship coaching? That's fine, because a coach is a person who has knowledge and is a couple of steps ahead of someone else. And you could be having knowledge in so many areas, right? And based on, let's say, things that I have been going through, I can help people navigate through a transition from 9 to 5 to a business, or from whatever the business to becoming a coach, navigating through marriage, navigating through divorce, right? All of these things I can help you. And if someone is suicidal, or going through real bad emotions, depression, I can help them. But these, because these are some of the things that I've gone through, right? So that gives me the ability to uh, create a specific solution for specific clients because of that. So once again, number one reason why most coaches are not finding clients and earning good money is not knowing their specific problem that they're solving and the specific customer that they're helping. Is, if I say this type of customer, I only have few customers, right? If I say everyone, I can help anyone. And that becomes a fear, because no one wants to get lesser number of clients. Let me tell you this: if you are not getting 20 clients a month right now, if you are not getting 20 clients a month right now, let alone 20, if you're not getting even 10 or 5 clients every month right now, change your strategy to what I'm saying for the next 6 months and try it. Or not even 6 months. For a couple of months, start talking this language and see how people resonate with you. But you need to be present out there. you can't be only having 50 friends and doing this in your social media only. Then you have to go public, you have to do ads, maybe you have to, be in places where people see. Even if you are solving a problem that only caters to 1% of the community, if you go to the entire India, which is 1 billion people, what is 1% of 1 billion? You can imagine the power, right? So it also depends on how much of awareness that you can reach out to. But just try this out and say, because it can really work. And when you, let's say when you write a book, no one's going to ask a question saying, when I write a book, can I write a book that caters to all? No, you're going to select a topic, right? You're going to select relationships or mindset or trauma or abuse or something like that, and overcoming that. You're going to select something, right? So likewise, select something. Maybe if you're writing a book, align it with that, become a specialist in that field, because in the long run, that's what's going to help you. You can still sell the same program with a different wrapper. You can say, yes, this can cater to many things, but because I have personal experience in these lines, I'm very passionate about helping these kind of people to navigate through this kind of a problem. So that's number one. Number two, the second biggest reason why most of the coaches fail or not do so well is because they do not allocate time to sell, market their product, create leads, create conversations proactively. Proactively, right? How many of you would right now put some time into selling, but when you start getting clients and coaching clients, you would give priority to all that and would not even think of selling? This happens to everyone, including me. So my January and February were two awesome months, right? But my March was a flop. Why? Because all the clients that I got in January and February, I was coaching them. I had my focus on them. I felt like I'm doing really good. And I did not put in effort in the month of February because I was having enough clients. So February's results came in March. I realized I didn't have any signups, right? Even I have done that. So when I'm telling this to you, I'm telling it to you from my personal experience. Now I did something like this. Let me share my screen quickly with you. Now this is what I call my 168 personal plan, right? 168 plan. Now you can see this is Monday to Sunday all the time. I've blocked out even the sleeping time. I've marked out. I'm not a reformer, right? I'm definitely not going to stick to this, right? Because I'm very bad in sticking to something like this, like a reformer. But what I'm trying to say is, you can see the dark green color is where I've allocated for business development. For me, business development is doing marketing, sending messages, working on my material, working on planning future events, stuff like that. And discovery calls. I have time allocated for discovery calls, right? And I have allocated time for coaching. And I have allocated time for classes, right? I even have allocated time for date night, right? Or my personal errands, right? So if you proactively allocate time for business development and discovery calls, it will happen. If not, it will not happen. That's what I wanted to tell, right? So you need to proactively say, every day I'm going to allocate time to stuff that matters to me. And that does not only mean coaching, but it also means selling, marketing, creating leads, creating conversations, right? And let's say when you start getting clients, right? At one point you're going to start getting clients. People are going to book sessions and all that. When that happens, don't take coaching sessions as and when they come without leaving room for business development. When you get into the stage of abundance of clients booking sessions, still you need to have 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever that number every day blocked out, saying, I'm not going to fill these with coaching sessions. I'm going to, proactively allocate time for marketing and bringing new plans. Because moment you stop it, month after the month after, you will notice that you're not going to have plans, right? So you need to keep on doing your marketing every week, every month. So proactively allocate time. Not allocating time proactively for that is the second biggest reasons why coaches struggle in their coaching career, right? Can you go to the chat box and let me know a yes or a no whether you proactively allocate time to market, right? If you are currently not proactively allocating time, if you're doing it as and when you remember, it's okay. Just say no, right? So let's get a gauge of how many of you are proactively allocating time for marketing right now. So I'm getting a lot of no's. I really appreciate your candidness. Don't worry, I was like this as well. And I learned through the mistakes that I did. When you proactively don't allocate time for, marketing, sales, creating conversations, sending messages, creating posts and stuff like that, uh, the repercussions that happens, right? So create that time proactively. Number three, this is a way of thinking more like, right? Now, we all try to get the customer to come into a discovery call. So when the customer comes into a prospective customer comes into the discovery call, there's a lot of pressure on us. Why? We need to help that person. We need to educate that person. We need to convince that person, and we need to close the sale. Right? So that's a lot of work. But what if, this is a what if statement? You guys think what you can do, right? What if through your branding, through your marketing, through your videos, through the process of how you bring them up to the discovery call, you can have certain touch points to give them certain information. So you don't have to do all of that in the call. The call is only about closing. Now, this is a technique that I'm creating these days. But the thought process behind it is that, right? By the time a person comes into the call, it should be to close the sale, not to convince. The convince should happen from your videos, from the process, from the talking before and all that. If we can create that kind of a process, by the time a person see a post, sees one of your videos, does the personality test, maybe you can have one video that you send to them before the discovery call, get them to book the session and come. By the time they come, they have got to know so much of information, so your life is going to be easy. So think of this as a concept, right? It's a novel concept for me also, because I'm also doing a little bit of thinking behind it. What if you can create a process in such a way, by the time they come to the discovery call, 80% of the work is done. You just have to give a couple of testimonials, talk about how specifically it can help them, and close the sale. That would be very powerful, right? So that's point number three. Point number four is, ask yourself whether you have these four things. Do you have social media pages? It could be only a Facebook page, it could be Facebook and Instagram, it could be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever. Do you have your social media pages set up properly, right? Do you have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, right? Or do you know how to use a private Facebook group? Do you have a website, right? And number four, do you have a profile, a PDF document that you can email as a profile? If you don't, write these four things down. You definitely need that. Your social media pages, a Facebook group, right? A website, and a PDF profile, which you can mail to someone, right? This is who I am. This is what I do. These are the kind of people that I work with. These are some of the testimonials. These are the programs that I offer. These are my contact details. If you have a profile like that, you can even write to certain companies, HR managers, saying, this is my profile. I'm looking at tying up with 2 IT companies in the year of 2022 to develop their employees with my 10-week program. Let me know if you're interested. Same thing which we did with the offer post or the mission post, right? You tweak it around and you write it to an HR manager, right? So these four elements that you really need, right? So go to the chat box and tell me which one of these tools are readily available with you, right? Do you have pages? If you have any one or many types of social media pages, just say pages. If you have a group, say group. If you have a website, say website. If you have a profile, say profile, right? Let me know what you guys have so far. So a lot of people have pages so far, right? Social media pages, yes. Social media pages. So social media pages seems to be what we all have. No, okay. Dr. Anum has the website, the private Facebook group, but not the PDF profile. So profile is very important, right? So some of us have a website, most of us don't. So remember, now you might not be even thinking about a website because it's a costly affair, right? It doesn't have to, right? You have many services like Wix, Wix, Wix.com, which is a do-it-yourself platform where you can go and build a website. More people who uses platforms like this and develops websites as well, right? My website, liank.com, believe it or not, I did it myself, right? Uh, Nishita is asking Linktree. Yes, Linktree can be useful as well. Linktree can be quite useful as well. Right. So we have half an hour left. We have about 6 more tips to go. Let's see whether we can cover everything, right? Okay. Number 5 is understand how people find you, right? Simply understand how your prospective clients will be finding you. There are two ways. One is by your name, right? So if you start building your personal brand, just give me a second. Hold on. Started raining. I had to close the window properly. People know you by your name, right? If you are a popular character, people will search you by the name, right? Then certain elements like your in your name, so people can find you. But when you're starting off, people still don't know you. People will be looking up on the internet by the problem that you are solving. Going through divorce, starting a business, navigating through relationship challenges, overcoming, trying to build confidence, overcoming procrastination, self-doubt, self-love, whatever it is, right? People would be searching based on the problem that they're trying to solve, right? How can I find customers, right? How do I sell? How do I build confidence to sell, right? So remember, these are the main two ways how people are finding you. So if you have more content created by the problem you're solving, that's why I said when you have a specific problem that you're solving, it makes life so much easier, right? You can write blogs. It could be on your website. It could be on your social media content. So when people are searching by the problem that they're trying to solve, chance of them finding you is much more high, right? Number 6 is, okay, if you are a coach who's struggling to make it to the next step, right? Ask yourself, what are the encodes that are in your mind? Like now we've all gone through that. We've learned how to identify the encodes and convert them to E codes and reprogram your inner DNA. But ask yourself, if you are struggling, what are the beliefs that are preventing you? Now, let's be once again very honest. I love you guys because you guys are very candid and very honest. You're not shy to say no. You're not shy to say what you're doing wrong because we all are here to learn, right? And I will tell some of the biggest encodes that was controlling me. Go to the chat box and tell me one encode that is controlling you right now. Right? Oh, if not, why don't you raise your hand, unmute, and say it out loud? I think I've been talking for a long time, so I would love to hear someone's voice. Yes, Geeta?
What I feel is that I badly lack in technology. And,
Right.
I'm not so like, I never felt the need to be so socially aware. People know me, but that's it. I do have a lot of following in the on the Facebook, but I'm not so much into social media, and I'm not very tech savvy as well. So this is one thing. I don't think it's an end code. It is probably one of the realizations that I have. That's a reality that I am not good at technology. So I'm gradually
So
learning
how
my.
it can become an encode is, Geeta.
Huh?
Yeah. How it
It's sort
can
of
be an encode is
like even now when I was
if
watching
by any
you.
chance.
See, what I was listening to you, watching you, and you
Yeah.
were talking about so many things, they're very good ideas. But I was wondering, how would I do it technically myself? So my accountability buddies, or
Okay.
she and Reet, are very good. They support me a lot. But at the same time, you know, I know that this is one limitation, a real, genuine limitation that I have. So I
Okay,
don't think it's a.
so for Geeta's benefit and for benefit of everyone, let's dissect this one a little bit because it affects a lot of people, right? I am not good in using technology, right? Now, if you keep on, which could be a fact as well, but if you keep on telling yourself, I'm not good with technology, I'm not good with technology, I'm not good with technology, chances are you're not good, you're going to try less, even to try new things. You get what I'm saying? This is how it becomes an encode. Maybe you're not doing it, but I'm just telling it for the benefit of everyone, right? So a simple belief, if we keep on repeating to ourselves saying, I'm not good in technology, I'm not good in technology, it will prevent us from even trying.
Fine.
Or it will tell us it's very difficult every time we try,
No, Lee, and see, I'll tell
right?
you what. So
So
when I
this can
start,
happen.
see, when I started writing my first book, the first one that I wrote for Tata McGraw was all handwritten. They asked for handwritten. They didn't want a soft copy, so I gave it to them. Not a problem at all. After that, when I started writing on computers and giving them soft copies, I was very slow. But now, a lot of things I know which my children don't know. So they say, "Mama, you're quite good." And then it's not that I don't try,
Great.
but I know that this is not my strong point. And definitely I keep on making an effort to learn and ask, and I'm not shy of asking. So whenever I don't understand, I ask people.
That's great. That's great. Right. So you have a winning spirit in terms of, if you still feel like it gets difficult at times, even if it's not an encode, create an e-code. Create a very powerful code saying, I'm very good in using technology and getting the things that I'm done, and keep on repeating it, right? Because what I'm trying to say is, in most cases, now, a lot of people have answered. Now, some have said doubt, then I'm not good enough. I have no experience in building a business, right? I think I don't have much time to work on my things, right? Because of my job. Now, these all could be true, right? Or will I be a successful coach, as it has already been 10 months since I got certified, but nothing has been done. I have not got a single client, right? Now, these facts could be true, but if you are keeping on telling
Harping
this
on
in
them.
your head,
Yes.
right, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And what happens when you have these encodes are, you are going to try less, because you already feel like it's pointless trying because I'm not good enough. It's pointless trying because I have self-doubt. It's pointless trying because I have, for the last 10 months, not given any result, right? So if you feel like that, if your encodes are getting bigger, we've all gone through this, guys. Convert it into power codes. Join with your friend, create an accountability buddy, create some power codes that will really help you to plow you through this, right? I'm really good at doing this. I'm a great coach. So, my past doesn't define my future, right? If I put my mind to it, I can get this done, or I must get it done, whatever it is, right? Whatever that works for you. So as coaches, since we're coaching other people, and inner DNA is one of our very strong areas in our program, always look at yourself through that same lens first, right? So you can figure out what's happening inside, so you get a chance to change it. Because if we have to help others, first we need to help ourselves, right? uh Great. So the next one is, point number 7 is, have a goal, right? Now tell me, how many of you have a coaching goal for the month of May, right? Already half of the month is gone. Go to the chat box and say yes or me or goal, right? If you have created a coaching goal for the month of May. Fatima has a goal. Who else does? Can I see in the chat box? You can say me if you have a coaching goal. Coaching goal doesn't mean to say coach this many people. Excellent. Geeta says, I have not yet certified, but I have 5 clients. Excellent. To coach 3 clients. What else? Right? What are your coaching goals for the month of May? Now, coaching goals doesn't necessarily mean, although it sounds like that when I say it, not how many people that you're going to coach, but in this coaching effort that you're doing, what are the things that you want to achieve, right? It could be to get this many discovery calls, to sign up this many clients, to coach this many people. It could be anything, right? So point number 7 is you need to have a goal for every month or for yourself, even to say by the end of 2022, I have to have coached 50 clients or whatever, right? You, all of us need to have a goal. And if you don't have a goal, create a goal today. A goal is not going to help because, I heard Denzel Washington say this nice thing in one of his speeches. A goal without a plan is just a dream. And there's a lot of dreamers out there, right? A goal without a plan is just a dream. So once you have a goal, you need to create a plan. And your plan needs to be a daily plan, a weekly plan, and a monthly plan. If you want to be a successful coach, you need to have a daily plan, you need to have a weekly plan, you need to have a monthly plan. So you need to know for the month of May, what are you going to achieve? What are you exactly going to do to achieve that, right? For the next week, every Friday or every Sunday, you should, before end of the day, you should make the plan for the next week, saying, for the next week, I'm going to do this many discovery calls, I'm going to do this many posts, I'm going to create content like this, I'm going to start working on my work. You need to have a plan for the week, and every day also you need to have a plan. Now guys, I've noticed this many clients. I also still make these mistakes because I tell you, I'm not superhuman. I'm human just like you guys, right? When I don't make a daily plan, right, I know I have a lot of work to do, but when I have not make a daily plan, I've noticed the day finishes, I have not got anything done. But I felt like really busy. I haven't got anything worthwhile done through the entire day, but the day has been busy. How many of you have days like that, right? Tell me in the chat box if you have days like that. Give me a quick yes. Most of us have days like that. All of us can have days like that, right? And it's absolutely normal to have days like that, because if you don't plan, nothing happens, right? So have a goal and break that goal into daily, weekly, monthly plan and execute them. And when you plan your week, when you plan your day, remember there are 2 types of activities, right? Income producing activities and income reducing activities. Income producing activities are any activity, right, that leads you to getting a client and getting paid. So say uh, giving out personality tests, doing discovery calls, sending proposals, sending emails, then organizing events, organizing talks. All of those things can be identified as income producing activities. Income reducing activities are activities that take away time and money from you. It could be creating posts, creating your website, creating your profiles, creating branding. I'm not saying those are not needed, but those are stuff that takes money away from you, especially if you're getting it done by someone else, right? So give priority to income producing activities, at least 60 to 70%, and the balance for the income reducing activities. So your major portion of your time should be going to creating leads, marketing yourself, talking to people, creating conversations, making offers, inviting people to come and work with you, those kind of stuff. Right. So that is number. Which number was that? Who can tell me which number was that?
7.
7. Good. You guys are listening. Right. Number 8 is something that we all tell our prospective clients: work with a coach. Right. If you are at point A and trying to go to point B, if you need accountability, if you need help, work with someone who has already achieved it. Get some coaching, right? I know then the first thing that our minds filled with limitation is going to think is, oh my God, that's going to cost money. How much money is it going to cost? Can I afford it? Right? Now, if our clients tell that to us at a discovery session, what would you tell them? What would you tell them? Right? So, you know why I invested in Arfin's course? Because I always wanted to make a high ticket course, a course that was more than $3,000, right? And one coach told me something very valuable. He said, if you don't invest in something more than $3,000, right, how can you expect to understand how your client feels or functions or takes decisions when you're pitching it to your client? So he said, first of all, you go and find a suitable course and invest in that, and then you start creating your program. And I thought that was amazing, because before our field, I couldn't even sell a $500 coaching program. I did not have the confidence, right? But me putting through that process helped me to put myself in the customer's shoe. I learned from that. So similarly, if you are not getting results, think of, if you want to go from point A to point B, right? Work with a coach, work with someone who has done it. If you have to pay that person, fine, right? Because you are going to see, unlike certain coaching types, these kind of coaching types will get you the results, get you money, because you can have very tangible objectives saying, I want to get 5 clients. I want to get 10 clients. That is my objective, right? And you can work with your coach saying, what do I need to do to get this many clients, right? And if you are paying that coach much less than what you can earn from those 5 clients or 10 clients, you are laughing, right? Because while you're working with that coach, you will learn how to do it, but you don't have to work with the coach every day. Once you learn, you can keep on doing it by yourself. So my point number 8 is, think of this at some point in your career. Don't get into that comfort zone where we tell clients saying, why don't you think differently, right? Think differently. Work with a coach, right? Number 9. So 2 more things. We have 15 minutes to go. I think we are going to manage time very well. Remember this: as much as you are a coach, you are a business owner right now. Your coach in business is owned by you. So you are not only the coach in the business, you are also the business owner, right? So if you are a business owner, you have to do the marketing, you have to be the salesperson, right? You have to do the follow-ups, not only the coaching. Coaching is just one part, right? So that's why follow-ups are very important, right? So point number 9 is the importance of follow-ups, right? Let me give you some statistics. Now, sometimes we feel very reluctant to follow up, right? But only 2% of clients actually closed on the first contact. Only 2% of clients statistically, these are Google statistics, closed on the first contact. 48% of salespeople never follow up. Only one time talking to a client, 48% salespeople never follow up. 25% of the salespeople makes the second follow-up, right? But stops there. 2 follow-ups and stops there. 12% of salespeople follow up 3 times, right? And only 10% of salespeople do more than 3 follow-ups. right? Now tell me, what is the maximum number of follow-ups you have done for any client? Put it in the chat box. 1, 2, 3. If it's 0, say 0. How many times maximum have you followed up the client? So Nishita has followed up 5 times with one client. Amazing. Read 1, Geeta 3, Dr. Anum 3, Sirat 3, Fatima 2, 1. Superb. But do you guys know 80% of sales, right? 80% of sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. 80% of sales are done between the 5th and the 12th contact. I've been a salesperson for the last 17 years of my life, right? And I truly believe this. You know why? Because we learn something called earning trust and credibility. And based on psychology, something that we learn is you have to have at least 7 touch points or 7 interactions with a person to start developing trust, right? But here's the good thing. Doesn't mean that you have to talk to your customers and follow up 12 times or 7 times, right? Sometimes them seeing you on a video can be one touch point of credibility. And now that's why I do a lot of videos. So I know more people see me, more credibility they develop. So sometimes when they come to a call, they have already developed certain level of credibility that I'm a great coach. I know what I'm talking about, and probably I can help them. Right? So remember, you guys need to follow up. Don't be shy to follow up. If you don't feel like following up, once again, ask yourself, what is the encode that is preventing me from following up? Do I feel like it's a very demeaning thing to follow up? Do I feel like uh, I am putting myself down when I follow up? Do you feel like you're chasing behind a person when you follow up? Do you feel like a person with dignity should never follow up? Right? Do you feel like it's pushing? Right? Do you feel sales or being sales is a negative thing? So ask yourself, what is that end code that is preventing you from following up? Because remember, as a business owner, you need to do the sales and the marketing and the following up, and not only the coaching. If not, you need to have another team or another company or a person who's doing this stuff with. If you can invest, no problem, right? Yeah, like Fatima says, sometimes people don't feel like I don't want to be a pest, right? I don't want to be a pest. This brings me to the 10th point, right? Overcoming your fear of rejection, right? I've worked on this with quite a few number of clients and few coaches as well. Surprisingly, our subconscious is programmed in such a way where our subconscious says failure is better than rejection, right? Our subconscious believes failure is better than rejection. So because of that, our subconscious will push us to procrastinate and not do things and fail, rather than pick up that phone and talk to a person and get rejected, or sending a message and get rejected. Once again, this is an encode, isn't it? Right? So how can you change this? Right? And fear of rejection is one of the biggest reasons why people procrastinate and sometimes pretend to work and actually don't do anything. Right? And you are not any less for having fear of rejection, because we all do. I think sometimes I still have, right? Those days where I felt like I did work, but I didn't do anything. For some reason that has crept in, right? Amita says, me too. We all are in the same boat. But together we can overcome that, right? We can help each other to overcome that. By creating awareness, we can overcome that. And that's the important part. Nishita says, for me, the hardest is to talk to friends. So with regards to friends, I think I told this to Reet and Usha yesterday, right? Don't sell to your friends. Don't tell anything to your friends, or don't try to convince them to come for coaching. But the biggest thing that you can do for your friends is show your transformation. As an example, when your friends see you transforming from who you were to who you have become, then friends will always ask you, how did you do that? Can you please tell us? Then you talk about what you do, right? Because otherwise, I think Arfin also says never sell to your friends and family because the chance of you getting demotivated in that process is very high, right? So Dr. Anum says they want coaching, but they won't invest. That is absolutely true, right? Because your friends would be like, can you give it to me for free? Yeah. Super. So we were talking about overcoming the fear of rejection. So identify your encodes, right? And remember, a client saying no is not saying no to you. Actually, the client is telling no to themselves, no to them becoming the better version, no to them figuring out themselves, no to them finding solutions. So when a client says no to you, don't feel bad about it. Feel sorry for them because they are telling no to themselves. If you change your coding like that, you will start looking at rejections in a very different way, right? Okay, we have a couple of minutes. Let's do a small activity, right? I want to buy a car, right? I'm thinking of a color. You guys have no idea what I'm thinking of, right? Now, I want you to guess which color I'm thinking. Don't put it on the chat. Think. Keep it in your mind, right? Keep it in your mind. I hope all of you guys have thought about a color, right? Okay. Now, the funny thing is I'm going to tell the color right now, right? I was thinking of a black car. I don't want any of you to say, raise your hands. I'm going to ask each one of you. Geeta, which color car were you thinking? Can you unmute and tell?
A steel gray or a red?
Okay, steel gray. Masood, what color car were you thinking about? Can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. What color?
Yeah, blue.
Blue. Read, which color car were you thinking about? Unmute and tell.
Red.
Red. Dr. Anum, which color car were you thinking about?
Black.
Okay, so I have one black. My fourth client, I got, right? Nishita, which color car were you thinking about? I can't hear you, Nishita. Although you unmuted, can't hear you. Maybe you can put it in the chat box if your mic is not working. So let's see which color Nishita was thinking of. Didn't still get the answer. Okay, until Nishita types it, let's go to Siva. Siva, which color car were you thinking of?
Red.
Okay, red. Amita, which color car were you thinking of?
Same red.
Red. Okay. So Nishita says she went from red to black to white. I'm going to take the last one, white. So I didn't get Nishita's one as well, right? Divya, which color were you thinking about?
It was yellow.
Yellow. Sirat, what kind of color were you thinking about?
Leon, I first thought of blue because I like blue, but then I imagined you in a black Mercedes.
Do you want me to take it as a blue or a black?
No, I imagine you in a black Mercedes.
Okay. So I have two black cars right now. Fatima, which color were you thinking about?
It was red.
Okay. Sunita, which color were you thinking about?
It was red.
Okay, great. Ansuya, what about you? Ansuya, if you are there, unmute and let us know. If not, I'm going to Oshadi. Oshadi, which color car were you thinking about?
I was thinking about the questions I'm going to ask you to get the color out.
Okay. Okay. Moving on then, Shruti, which color were you thinking about?
Black, and then it
Okay.
became red.
Okay. Should I? Okay. Then it
Red.
became red. So I'm going to
Red.
take it as a red.
Yeah,
right?
red,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Galaxy A10, I don't know who that is. Which color were you thinking about?
Metallic blue.
Metallic blue. Right. So we had almost 20 people. Some people started falling out, right? And I got two blacks, right? So your discovery sessions and finding clients are just going to be like that, right? And every time someone says a different response to saying a yes, you are getting closer to the next yes, right? I can't expect talking to all of you guys and expecting everyone to say black.
Yeah.
Because our preferences are different. So likewise, when you are talking to customers, remember, each no, you are getting closer to the next yes. So every time you get a no, be excited about it, because you'll never know when the next yes is going to come. Because if you line all the responses in one line, each time you get a no, your next yes is going to get closer and closer and closer and closer, right? So we're going to end today's session by building power codes that will make us resilient to rejections. We've learned about power codes, we've learned about e-codes, right? Think carefully and put in the chat box a very powerful power code or an e-code that you can start telling yourself to overcome the fear of rejection. Think. Tell something that will, make you have goosebumps, get your hair to stand up, something that would really empower you, which will make you just take the phone and make calls or send messages without thinking twice. Eat rejections for breakfast if you have to, right? What is going to be your power code? So let's see who types in the first power code. More rejections, more breakthroughs, says Reed. Galaxy A10 says 100 rejections is my next goal. Good. So what is going to be your power code that you are going to keep on telling yourself? Failure is a stepping stone to success, right? Says Amita. What else? What is going to be your power code that's going to plow you through the next week and make calls, talk to clients, and get things done without fearing for rejection? Rejection means I'm taking action towards my vision. Okay, says Nishita. I will be successful in getting one client next week because success is the only option. Amita says rejection, bring it on. Awesome, I like that. Koshadi says nothing to lose, so much to gain. Love it, right? Geeta says say no to no. Wow, I love it, right? So guys, you guys are making amazing progress, right? Divya says
Leon, we lost you.
You there, sweetie?
rejection.
Welcome back. Hello.
Sorry about that. Fell out. So as I was saying, come up with three power codes that is truly going to change how you look at rejections, right? Because fear of rejection is the biggest enemy that you have to overcome. Fear of rejection is what is going to make you procrastinate on the hard work that you need to be doing. So once you come up with those three power codes, you can really plow your way through, make it like your mantra, remember it from your top of your head, and like we learn in the IYCP program, start looking for evidence and strengthen your power codes, your e-codes, right? So they become your belief system, right? Superb. So guys, we have come to the end of today's session. 2 hours, 2 different sessions, and I really enjoyed doing it. That's about it from me.
Good. You deserve
Thank
an
you,
applause.
Lian.
Yeah.
God bless you for such a wonderful session. You are
Thank you, Lord.
really helping us in all the possible ways.
Amazing,
Thank you so much.
Amazing,
session.
amazing. Thank you so
Really.
much,
He
Lian.
needs,
Thank you so much.
he needs a standing ovation.
Yes.
Oh,
Definitely needs a
that's okay.
standing ovation. Good. You know, all
Thank you,
those
thank you. I
little
really
things
appreciate
that we don't know is what you're filling up. So it's really, really effective. I'm happy about it.
It's an absolute pleasure. Why don't we all switch on our cameras and smile? Let me take a screenshot. Maybe we can put it in the group.
My camera, light on.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a photo.
Read, smile.
3, 2, 1. Big smile. Awesome. Awesome. Superb, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
guys
you.
have
Thank
been
you so
great
much.
audience.
Thank
So
you.
much, Lian. Thank
Another
you
week
so
with
much.
another awesome topic.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Leanne.
Bye.
For the
Amazing
next,
session.
looking forward,
Bye.
Leanne. Thank you. Bye. Bye,
Thank you so
everyone.
much, Lian. Thanks
Bye,
a lot.
Heath.
So good to see all the faces again. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.